Let me introduce myself. Not the highlight reel, but the truth. On paper, I look like I have it all figured out. I'm a former C suite leader. I've led billion-dollar P&L businesses at Fortune ranked companies, and I've overseen global teams across 58 countries. I've driven double digit growth in some of the most competitive markets in the world. And I've built my career on being excellent, and I'm really good at what I do. And that's exactly what almost broke me. Let me tell you about my best year where I had three C suite roles all at once, leading a business unit. I was the chief customer experience officer and the head of sustainability. While there, we exceeded every target. There was market share that was captured. The company received industry recognition, and I was crushing it. But here's what nobody saw. I couldn't remember the last time I had dinner without checking my phone. I was answering emails late at night and then up early in the morning doing the same. I stopped working out for a while because I didn't have time. And when someone asked me what I did for fun, I stammered. I had no answer. I had become my title, my output, and my performance metrics, and I felt good about it at the time. I'll never forget the moment when I was preparing for another board presentation, and those can be brutal, but we had exceeded every target again, and I should have felt proud and successful, but I felt empty. And I realized I had been on for 18 months straight without a real break. I couldn't remember the last time I felt like myself or I really relaxed. I used to love to create. I had hobbies. I used to laugh without thinking about what's next, what's tomorrow's schedule, and that person had effectively disappeared. So let me ask you, have you been there? Are you succeeding at everything but being yourself? When was the last time you did something just for you, not for growth or a goal or to add to your resume? Can you remember that time? I couldn't. Here's what I learned the hard way. The better you get, the more people expect. I delivered the first ever brand strategies for this particular company. I delivered the first global marketing transformation. We had record breaking results, and the reward for that excellence was more work. I'm sure you've noticed this. When you're the go to person, nobody asks if you have capacity. They just keep adding to your plate. You have to protect yourself, but you typically, likely, keep saying yes, because that's what high performers do. Here's a real question. Are you excellent because you love it, or are you excellent because you're terrified of what will happen if you're not? Here's what I had to relearn. Who was I beyond work? For years, if you asked me that question, I'd tell you about my roles, the size of the businesses I was running, the impact we were making on people, the revenue growth. But who was I when I wasn't leading? I had to learn to re-answer that. Where was my line in the sand? I was juggling all of these roles and everything was negotiable. My time, my energy, my presence with the people that I loved. So what boundaries do you need to set this week? Think about whose definition of success you're chasing. I achieved everything I thought I wanted. I was a C-suite leader. I had a board position and lots of awards, and it wasn't enough. I was chasing everyone else's definition of success. And I asked myself, what would success look like if I designed it from scratch? And it took me 25 years to learn this, that I could be excellent and authentic. I could be a high performer and protect my peace, and I could exceed expectations and maintain my boundaries. And I know this because I had to learn it the hard way. I've done a lot, but my greatest achievement was learning to protect myself while staying excellent. So here's a choice I think you can make. A year from now, do you want to look back and see someone who was excellent at the cost of themselves, or someone who was excellent and still recognizable in the mirror? Can you be successful and still be yourself? I think yes, but only if you decide that losing yourself is too high a price to pay, no matter how impressive the title, no matter how big the P&L, and no matter how good it looks on LinkedIn. Will you keep sacrificing who you are for what you do? Or will you reclaim yourself while staying excellent? The most excellent thing you can be isn't the highest performer or the biggest revenue driver. It is, in my opinion, authentically, unapologetically, and completely you. So what's the one thing you're going to do differently this week to stay yourself? The question is, in my opinion, do you deserve to still recognize yourself? My answer is yes. What's yours?